I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon.
Check out my Hebrew trip. You know I'm Hebrew fresh with my Hebrew chick, and you do not want tests. I got my Hebrew click. I know you can't understand, and I'm on some Hebrew shit. Check out my Hebrew trip. Check out my Hebrew trip. You know I'm Hebrew fresh with my Hebrew click. I know you can't understand, and I'm on some Hebrew shit. Check out my Hebrew trip. Clothes with a garment down to the foot. Lil' mama came back and took another look. Them fringes and them studs probably got her shook. But all I can tell her, I am not a crook. Whole team winning. Can't do it by myself, I brought my whole team with me. Tonight I need some help, I plan on killing these niggas. And I ain't talking murder, shorty feeling these niggas. I know she probably heard of us, One West, Harlem, New York, since 1969. Looking for an Israelite woman that I can get behind. Take her to the promised land. Show her good niggas exist. Fuck what her mama saying. You understand? Listen. Fuck the mention, blue is my cologne. All I did was say shalom and she offered me a phone number. Especially when I'm in the zone, I tell fire to the moon. Girl, you playing with the wrong. Check out my Hebrew trip. You know I'm Hebrew fresh with my Hebrew chick, and you do not want tests. I got my Hebrew click. I know you can't understand, and I'm on some Hebrew shit. Check out my Hebrew trip. Check out my Hebrew trip. You know I'm Hebrew fresh with my Hebrew click. I know you can't understand, and I'm on some Hebrew shit. Check out my Hebrew trip. And you ain't never seen nothing like it with a drip so hard. Made her straight, she was dying cause a nigga cold as ice and sharper than a knife. I could change your whole life just by making you my white man. Look, that nigga got the boots, beard sprays, man. Look, that nigga got the garment with the shades, man. Look, that nigga got the spikes on his armband, and he got the Sheila David on his charm, man. No, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. Yes, my lady in the dress, they hating, we dead fresh. I'm making their ass sweat with all this masculinity. I can tell she feeling me, my swag on infinity. And this ain't something you can buy. They asking who am I traded in my suit and tie. And I just got a garment from the captain. Catch me in the club smelling like black. Check out my Hebrew trip. You know I'm Hebrew fresh with my Hebrew chick, and you do not want tests. I got my Hebrew click. I know you can't understand, and I'm on some Hebrew shit. Check out my Hebrew trip. Check out my Hebrew trip. You know I'm Hebrew fresh with my Hebrew click. I know you can't understand, and I'm on some Hebrew shit. Check out my Hebrew trip.
Thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels, thy neck with chains of gold. We will make thee borders of gold and studs of silver. Hebrew drip.
All right, listen. Yeah. Hey, Cat. What's wrong with these niggas, man? First off, no need to go back and forth with the scriptures, cause every time you niggas talk, y'all just proving you wicked. Really? See, the UPK name was mentioned by some Israelite group who called a leader a bishop. Really? And what I'm stating is all facts. You lost that. UPK, that's them hard cats. Cross that, said the shoulda David was Molech. Stop that. Hope you told Esau that when you got your cop badge. Hypocrites, that's that shit we don't like. Fraud niggas, that's that shit we don't like. Come on, man. You Tom Clancy niggas cause division. Bunch of wicked ass niggas in your spirit bear witness. That's what's wrong with you boys. Let a man check you. Foot on their neck, applying all his damn pressure. No regard for the black lives the clan gathered. That's the shows how you feel about your ancestors. If you really in these streets, where your teachings at? If you really men of war, where your Mitri at? Brotherhood and loyalty, is you teaching that? Pharisees and heresies, you teaching that? When it comes to a check, you niggas turn into Judas. How you speak against the beast, then go join with they movement? You can't lock a brother up cause he don't know what the truth is. Talking about building a nation, you helping us lose it. See, now y'all niggas see why we don't link up with no squad. The more you niggas teach is the reason you show why. The day you left us was the day that your soul died. The Lord named Yahweh, why you calling him Anya? It ain't come from the prophets, then you know that it's all lies. The general held on, nigga, he never jumped side. And y'all see everything we do for the 12 tribes. We see the shit you niggas do when doves cry. Y'all hated rank, now y'all copy our style. Shit, we heard about your video, seen it and smile. Now it's time to set the record straight. We coming for Nate, dog, let's regulate. Motherfucker, we hit him up. Why you suckers is fellowshipping? Fucking Christians, why would you ever consider dissing? Nigga, listen, you'll never last in our division. That UPK warhead launching is never missing. Officer down, I'ma start to offer you clowns. How you talking tough in your church offering gown? Y'all just a cheap imitation. These niggas hating, wanna be us so bad as humiliating. Making diss tracks using indirect statements. IUICPD on location, lying to their faces, lying in your convo, putting cases on everybody, Nick like Alonzo. UPK the big dog, rest of y'all just pups. We about to separate purebred from mutts. Y'all days is up, y'all gay as fuck. You say you got the truth, but the truth is you suck. Y'all should stick to lying, cause rapping ain't where you wanna go. You took your shot, got blocked, knocked it like Matumbo. Holding came with Columbo, UPK do a jumbo. Can't beat us with the scriptures, rapping not in the rumble. Y'all second class, y'all wouldn't last in the jungle. You dealing with the predators, wearing purpley regular. IUIC so peeved, they irrelevant. Your track so corny, I'm doing this for the hell of it. Just to be clear, I don't give a fuck like I'm celibate. Got your bitches singing Chief Keef, y'all so delicate. Then you try to pick up a mic, that ain't intelligent. If you talking numbers, you ain't fucking with us, they either. Cause every one of ours, we're 3 or 4 of you divas. You hard as a Justin Bieber, we hot as a fucking fever. You should join the trooper program, you starving for a leader. UPK will make y'all men. We do a lot of charity, so we'll take y'all in. Show you how to be a soldier, and to keep them hoes in their place. But to be honest, I'd rather punch them dead in their face. Kinda curious what color red and purple make now. Is that your camp or your girl camp? You stepping in the ring with the world champs. None of them punches was even landed. IUIC get slapped open-handed. Whole squad must be gay to follow a faggot. When we saw your weakness, know we had to attack it. Cross that line, now you suckers gon' learn a lesson. I ain't taking shit from no pussies in purple dresses, purple blouses. I know them bitches running your houses. I see you worship women, I know who wearing the trousers. Really, I prefer that we take it straight to the warfare. What we doing here? Folding y'all like a lawn chair. It's the wrong year. Betting y'all get the point clear. Squad too soft to beef with true bosses. You can thank the general sending you all these losses. Then you go to Ghana, so far from Americana, so you can get them little boys naked in their cabana. I see what Purple Rain and Bambada they got in common. They ever touch my kids, I'ma bury them, never find them. Next time, better watch your mouth and watch your rhyming. Never mention general, direct or subliminal. You gon' need more than them cops to come defending you. Better get the FBI, the military, GMS on PMS, polite SETI. The whole conscious community come together in unity. Still won't be enough in between to protect you from me. Now, is we finished or we done? One West where I'm from, when you see us better run. I ain't put my all in this verse, I'm having fun. And what make it even worse for you cowards, it just begun. Fuck it, I can do this shit forever. Purple started raining, I'm coming with an umbrella. I'm coming with a vendetta. We go to war like whatever. IUIC in the ICU.
All right, shalom. ISUPK, Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. Not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite groups. Since 1969, the ISUPK has been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that they are the Most High's chosen. We are God's chosen people. We are the ones who were chosen to keep the laws and make the earth a righteous place to live, okay? Okay, we're going to continue that under commanding General Yohana, 2023. Okay, so I want to give a shout out to, like we got Cult Princess. Okay, Shalom Sis, Yahweh Shemal, Athabah, Shem Yahweh Shai. Jess Arden Paint, Shalom Sis. Yahweh Shemal, Athabah, Shem Yahweh Shai. Bayana, Banyamyan. Shalom, Yahweh Shemal, Athabah, Shem Yahweh Shai. Shayarah. Shalom, Yahweh Shemal, Athabah, Shem Yahweh Shai. Hardcore. Having your sisters be so diligent, always in the class, always watching, always trying to learn, trying to grow, change your life. Okay, that's what it's all about here in Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, okay? You say you believe in the Most High. You say you believe in Christ. Well, there's something you have to do to prove it. You can't just talk about it. You can't just say it like the Christian church and your mama and the pastor and everybody else in the ghetto and barrios and reservation. They just say they love God. They say they love Christ. If you love Christ, you will follow him. You would try to be Christ-like. You would want to be a disciple. Okay? You say you love when you are young and you love your mom growing up, you love your dad, you try to emulate them, right? Okay, well, we should be, if you love the Most High, you should try to emulate him. If you love Christ, you should try to emulate him. And what they projected was Black supremacy, Black love, Black rulership. That's heaven for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's heaven on earth. Okay, not being in rulership. If you are the ruling class people, you are not concerned about your son walking to the store to get a snack, iced tea, and some Skittles and never make it home. You would never have to worry about that. You wouldn't have to worry about someone from another family kicking in your door, shooting the place up just to find out they were at the wrong place. Now your loved one is gone. Okay? If we had rulership of the earth, we would not have to worry about that. Okay? Why are we the ones, with low self-esteem? Why are Black people, Hispanic and Native Indian people, the ones in the earth with low self-esteem? This culture teaches Blacks, this culture teaches everybody, the whole world, Chinese, Arabs, East Indians, Africans, they push that white people are superior. Superman is white. Moses is white. The Egyptians are white. The last samurai is white. Tonto is white. Anything great, you identify as being white. And in reality, according to the records, the true records of the earth, okay, the most accurate history book on the earth, the Bible, tells you that all the great people are Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Okay? There's no one before modern history, no Caucasian before modern history was a white person. No wonderful, no great person in the earth was Caucasian. The Caucasians were just that, cave dwellers, okay? But we, as God's chosen people, decided to not do what he said to do. We decided not to keep our part of the agreement that we went into, this covenant that Moses broke down for us. We decided not to keep our end of the bargain. So now we had to go into slavery. The only way we can go into slavery in the third dimension is by being under another people. And lo and behold, the Lord decided for it to be the Caucasian race, who has a perpetual hatred for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Esau has a perpetual hatred for his brother, Jacob. Okay? Jacob is the progenitor of the 12 tribes, and Esau is the progenitor of the Caucasian race. Okay? So why is my question, and what I want to bring out tonight is why, is everything in the earth. If it's great, it has to be white, which is a lie. If you read biblical history, okay, there is no great Caucasian, okay? Only way they became great is by putting you in slavery. That's how they became great, by having you worship them now, work for them. Now they're great because you're under them, when our power never intended for us to be under them, okay? He never intended for the 12 tribes to be under this troglodyte, okay? But we decided to make that happen by not keeping God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay, so how do you turn it around? You come back to the Most High. You keep your part of the bargain. Now there's a new covenant, okay? According to Christ, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians get to come back and serve their power the way it was always intended for them to do it, okay? But I'm gonna tonight bring out some scriptures that show that all the great people in the earth were Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, okay? From the Most High power has a black nigga spirit. Like, if you got the spirit of God, you got a nigga spirit, okay? You love Negroes, wetbacks, savages. And our spirit is totally different from everybody else, okay? From the way we talk, the way we walk, the food we eat. We just have something, we're the salt of the earth, okay? That's the spirit we got. If you know what I'm saying, look at Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in their natural state. That's the spirit of, the Most High. Christ, that's the spirit of Christ, to love Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And you know what I mean? And if you love yourself and you love your brother as yourself, you know what I mean, you'll keep your culture. You'll do the things that, you know what I mean, is good for you. Things that you naturally, you know what I mean, like and love. Wearing a suit and tie is not natural for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Speaking the English language is not natural for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We don't even speak our own language. We're either speaking the Spaniards' language or, the American Caucasian. Okay. We have been beat down to the point where we don't even know ourselves. How can you love something you don't know? How can you love Black people when you think that all white people are great? Okay. And Black people, there's no great Black people ever besides Martin Luther King. Tell me, what has he ever done for Negroes? And just crossed my mind, it's Black History Month. I wasn't even thinking about that. The Caucasian race, man, they are such devils, okay? And they give you things every now and again to pacify you, keep you, satisfied, give you a little trinket every now and again just to keep you, sedated and thinking that, you know what I mean, we're all the same, we're all equal. When, if we're all the same, why are not all races of people getting shot in the street by the police if we're all the same? Okay, why the hell does the Chinese not live in the ghetto with Negroes? Why is the East Indians not in the barrios with the Hispanic brothers? Okay, why is the Caucasian race not on the reservation? Okay, it doesn't sound like we're all equal. It doesn't sound like we're equal. Okay, because if we were equal, you know what I mean, black people wouldn't be getting treated the way that they are. So everything's a lie. Okay, and the Lord never intended for there to be equality among nations. Okay, somebody's got to be in charge. And he chose blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We decided to give it up. But under Commanding General Yohana in the Isupk, there's men in the earth now that are deciding to take back that leadership and be the ruling class people in the earth. And the only way we're going to do that, when we make that happen, you'll know that it was the Most High. By us following his laws, statutes, and commandments, that's how we'll get our rulership back. Just like he did in Moses' time. Okay? Moses didn't do anything great except follow what the Most High told him to do. He said the words of the Most High. And that got blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians out of slavery. It's the greatest story on earth. And guess what? It's about you, Negro, savage, Native Indian. Wetback. That story is about you. It's about the 12 tribes. The greatest story on earth is about Negroes. And guess what? It's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. But first, we have to be fishers of men and bring these brothers back into the truth. Wake these sisters up and bring them back into the truth, okay? Wake these sisters up and support these brothers, okay? Okay, so, okay, we got some Trooper Marshall, Bruni, Crystal Morris. Listen, if you don't have a Hebrew name, make sure you're signing in, okay? There is a sign-in sheet in the top of the chat. Hit that link, sign in, so you can get your Hebrew name, okay? And change your life. That's what it's all about. Not just saying something, but actually doing it, okay? So shalom, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah, Yahweh Shemal Athan Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. So let's read some scriptures proving that the greatest people on earth are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay? From our power down to Christ, down to every brother and sister on the earth. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the greatest people on the earth, okay? So if you got your Bible or your Bible app, go ahead and let's go to Daniel chapter 7, okay? Daniel chapter 7 and verse 9. Okay. This is gonna bring out that spirit. This is gonna give you a front row seat of the spirit of the God of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay. Our power has the spirit of just like, any brother or sister in the earth. You know what I mean? talk slang, talk all that. You know what I mean? When the Lord speaks, he say he's on fire. He's hot. That's exactly how Negroes talk. You know what I mean? Any language you give us, we put some flavor to it. Okay? So let's read Daniel chapter 7 and verse 9. I'll put it in the chat. Okay. Let's read the spirit. Let's read about the spirit of the Most High power that created the universe. Okay. And let's see if it, sounds like he is, he's got the spirit of a Chinese man, Buddha. Let's see if he has the spirit of Buddha. Or let's see if he has the likeness of, give me something else. The Arabs, what are they? What's their God? The Muslims or whatever. Let's see, if he has the spirit or likeness of any so-called African god. They worship cows and, dung and all that stuff. Let's see, let's read about the spirit, okay, and the likeness of the God that created the whole universe. Okay. The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as a burning fire. Okay? This is describing, okay? This is Daniel having a vision. Okay? The Lord put him in a trance and let him see a vision. And when he came out the vision, this is the best way he can describe it. Okay? The Lord gave him a glimpse of, the nature of himself. Okay? And this is the description. Okay? This is what this is the best way he can describe it. Okay? Like, I beheld till the thrones were cast down. Okay? And the Ancient of Days did sit. Okay? This is like saying from the beginning. Okay? Whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like a fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. Okay? All of this is just showing like the spirit or the likeness of your, how can I say it? It's almost like his, I don't want to say personality, but this is what Daniel got from, the vision that the Most High gave him. You know what I'm saying? If he could see the Most High, if he, could visualize it, he would have woolly hair. Salakia. What do we got here? Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ.
Shalom, Lord Christ. This is young man Jay who's going to read.
Oh, okay. Most High Christ. Shalom, Yahbashim Yahshabrakatah.
Yahbashim.
Okay. So yeah, this is, you know what I mean? I appreciate it. This is like, you know what I mean, seeing like the vision of the Most High, and the thing that's going to stand out to you right here, okay, is he had woolly hair. Now, if everything in the earth is great, that is, everything white in the earth is great, so why is it describing, okay, the beginning of time, who created everything, okay, the spirit that created the earth and the universe? Why is this, you know, his spirit and likeness is like a Negro who's got woolly hair? Why isn't it saying he got blonde, stringy, long hair? Okay, why is it not? You know why? Because everything, every person, likeness, and spirit that this biblical record describes is describing Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in the earth today. This is your spirit, okay? This is your history. This is your record, okay? This is your likeness. The power that created the universe has a spirit like a Negro, okay? And that's, you know what I mean? Even as he's describing how he see this spirit moving and rolling, it's like a fiery flame, okay? His wheels, you know what I mean, as a burning fire. This is how Negroes talk. This is how Negroes, you know what I mean, communicate among one another. You know what I'm saying? Nobody communicates like Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And it's just a natural thing, the way we talk. We don't have to try to, you know, be like this. This is just who we are. This is your natural spirit. This is your natural state. So when we try to emulate our oppressor, you are basically going against your God, your power, okay? Because he made you a certain way, and that's how you should be. You should not have to change your spirit, you know what I mean, just so you can eat and pay your bills, okay? You should be able to maintain your culture, your spirit. And that's, you know, I want to bring that out because the Caucasian race is beating down my brothers and sisters in this society and giving us we have no self-esteem. We think we have to be like the Caucasian to be worth anything. We think we have to emulate him. Well, you should be emulating what we just read. You should be proud to have that woolly hair. Okay, you should be proud to speak the way we speak and say you on fire, you hot. You should be proud of that. Okay, because that's the spirit of your power. That's the spirit he put in you. Okay, so we could drop that one. Now let's move on. Let's go to the greatest, okay, one of the greatest brother, okay, who the most famous man who ever walked the earth, okay? The most famous man who ever walked the earth. Let's see what he looked like. Let's see what kind of spirit he had, okay? Who are we talking about? We're talking about Christ, okay? The man that every race damn near believe in, you know, they know about Christ, whether they believe in him or not. Everybody knows what Christ did. Everybody knows, you know what I mean, who Christ is. But the white man, who is the devil that the Bible speaks of, has changed the perception of Christ. and has made him out to be a Caucasian, has made his likeness to be of another family instead of the family he really is from. Because just think about that, okay? The greatest man on earth, if he represents a certain family, you're gonna be like that's, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna look up to those people. He came from those people, the greatest man that ever walked the earth. So you're gonna be like, them people, they gotta be great. Okay. So why, you know what I mean, black people don't have no good role model to look up to in history, because the Caucasian race has changed the color of every great man on the earth. All the great people on the earth were colored. Okay, none of them were Caucasians. When we are reading these scriptures, okay, the Caucasian race was cave dwellers. Okay, they were not great people. They are the original caveman. So let's go and see what the greatest man who ever walked the earth, Jesus Christ, let's see what he looked like. Let's see what type of spirit he had. Okay.
Did you want me to read?
No, I got it. I'm gonna go ahead and let me get to it. You know what I mean? It's no sweat. I'm gonna go ahead and let me get there. You know.
Nah, I'll read. I'll read it for you.
It's no sweat. Okay, we can go to let's go to Revelations, the book of Revelations, chapter 1. Okay. And we'll start. We can start at verse 12. Look like. Okay. It's a rough thing to see brothers and sisters, to see my family the way they are. Okay. To see my people with the mindset that they have, and to know that it's all a lie, that my people are being lied to, deceived. Okay. To think that they are not great. What was it? I gotta listen. I'll tell you a quick story. Okay, the other night I was helping my granddaughter with her homework, and it said that she had to find the cause and effect in this little sentence. So the sentence said, something like, Alexander Graham Bell had to create the telegram. No, had to create how to make sound over wire or something like that, because telegrams took too long. And when I read it, you know what I mean, in my mind, I know black people are great. Black people created everything that's great in this earth. And the only thing the Caucasian race created is a patent. Okay. So they took the invention that some Negro made. And now the history is going to tell you Alexander Graham Bell created, transmission over telephone lines. I guarantee you, some Negro, created that, and he just gets the credit. He's great, and my brother is not even, has no recognition of, what he did. We are the greatest people on earth, okay? And just like the scripture, when we went into Egypt, right? And Joseph told all his brothers to tell Pharaoh that they all were just sheep herders. And why did he do that? Because them brothers probably were masters at, many skillful things, shaping metal, you know what I mean? Music, all this stuff. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are the salt of the earth, okay? We're the one who makes the earth great. And like I said earlier, by us being under the Caucasian race, now he looks great because everything you create and do, he gets the credit for it. When he is just the dumbest, he's dumb as a box of rocks, okay? The Caucasian race, they're all just a bunch of children, okay? And we can see that by looking at Joe Biden, looking at Donald Trump, okay? Black people are the greatest people in the earth, and we created everything great, and we make this place great. Now, let's see what the greatest man on earth, who ever walked the earth, a man named Jesus Christ. He was a man, not a spirit. Let's see what his spirit was like, what his countenance was like, what his physical appearance was like. Was it like the Caucasian race, or is it like Esau, or is it like Jacob? Let's see. Let's see if the description fits Esau or Jacob. Okay. So if you don't mind, definitely we can read chapter 1, starting at verse 12.
All right. Revelations chapter 1, verse 12. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me. And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
So now this is telling you, you know what I mean? Christ, Jesus Christ, everybody called him, the Son of Man, okay? And he's saying in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, okay? This is speaking about the churches that, Paul established, okay? This is something that Negroes did. The Caucasian race did not establish those churches. Okay, keep reading.
And clothed with a garment down to the foot.
Okay, now we're getting into his physical appearance. Okay, he had a garment down to the foot. Okay, just like you see, Commanding General Yohana wear. You see Captain Shawar Ya'ala wear. You see, all these great officers that was here when I came in. Okay, Officer Rakabia, Officer Kazak, Officer Tawashah. Okay, we go out to camp and we wear garments down to the foot. Sounds like Negroes to me. I don't see Caucasian race people with garments down to the foot. Okay, they got tight jeans on, okay? Tight shirts with ties. That's what they wear. That's their culture. But this culture is already sounding, you know what I mean? Like, that spirit that we read about earlier. Keep going.
And girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Right. Go ahead.
His head and his hair were white like wool.
Well, white like what?
Like wool.
White like wool. Okay. And this is describing, you know what I mean, the greatest man who ever walked the earth. And already it's not sounding like that white Jesus that's hanging in the church. That white Jesus that was pushed on us, you know what I mean, to create white supremacy and create docile Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That image was given to you to make you docile and think that, the greatest man on earth didn't look like you. Looked like, the Caucasian race. Keep reading.
as white as snow.
Right. He had woolly hair that was as white as snow. And everybody knows Jesus Christ, okay, had that head full of gray hair during a young age, dealing with worry and seeing his brothers and sisters, you know what I mean, going through what they're going through and trying to raise them up, trying to give them the spirit that, his father had and the spirit that he had. Seeing, how blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians were jammed up, loving the Romans and the Ephesians, okay? Seeing how they were had to grow up in the ghetto, just like, he did. Jesus Christ, he grew up in Nazareth. And, and it's just like today, you know what I mean? You see, we got a school right here in the middle of the ghetto. This is Nazareth, where our school is at. And blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, they come around and look at us and say, can any good thing come from Riviera Beach? You're saying you are supposed to be, trying to raise up blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and be great and calling yourself great and say you keeping laws, statutes, and commandments, and you are Christ-like. Well, can any good thing come from Riviera Beach? Can any good thing come from Nazareth? They said the same thing about this black man we're reading about. Can any good thing come from the ghetto? Come from the people that are on the bottom? No, we think that anything, if it's white, it's right. That's what we think. We think if it's white, it's great. When, guess what? That's a damn lie. We make this place great. We just don't get the credit for it. We're the reason, the 12 tribes is the reason why they landed a machine on the moon. Now they couldn't do it until some Negro sisters came along and did the calculations and got Esau together. We served him, got him on the moon. Now we don't get the credit for it. They say, America is the reason why the first people on the moon, when in reality, Negroes were the first people on the moon. Okay? Just imagine if we were in charge and we had self-esteem, all the ideas and thoughts that we come up with, and we just made it happen. We implemented it. Man, we'd be in another universe right now. But instead, we worship white people. We've been lied to. We think the greatest man that ever walked the earth looked like the Caucasian race. When we're breaking it down right now. This man that we're reading about loved the people that look just like him. The description that we are giving, he loved the people that look like this. Okay, so if you would start again from right there where it says it describes his hair, verse 14.
As white as snow.
Oh, I can't. You breaking up. You're breaking up. So let me go. I'm gonna go ahead and read it. If
You can hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Revelations 1:14.
Mm-hmm.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. And his eyes was as a flame of fire.
Right. Here we go with this fire. We're using fire to describe his eyes. This is how Negroes talk. This is how, why didn't it just say, well, he had red eyes? Eyes like a flame of fire. It went from describing our power that created the universe. Say his wheels were as a flame of fire. It's just how we talk. This is how we roll. This is how we get down. This is how we communicate. This is how we move. Yeah, it looked like that thing was on fire. The way he moved, it's like rolling on fire. His wheels as a flame of fire. You see brothers rolling through the ghetto, and man, that thing on fire right there. You see them rims, boy, them things fire. This is how we talk. The greatest people on earth were Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And they talk the way we talk 2,000 years ago. They talk that way, and we still talking that way today. Okay? Black people, I'm trying to give you self-esteem. The way you talk is wonderful. It's great. Don't change it. Okay? Be who you are. Love who you are. Because you're the greatest people on the earth. The power that created the universe move like you move. The greatest brother that ever walked the earth, he moved like you move. Okay? And we describing it right now. Okay? This book, this history, this book that described these great people, they're you. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. This book is talking about you. Okay? And his head and his hair were white like wool. Just like, you know what I mean, Officer Kazak and every other brother you see in the ghetto, in the barrios, on the reservation. Head full of white woolly hair, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Okay? That's Negroes. Drink some wine, or if you get upset and mad, you on fire. It shows in your eyes. Okay? That flame is in your eyes. And Christ was the same way. Okay? Christ's spirit was on fire. And you can see it in his eyes. Keep reading.
Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
Now let's hold on. Okay? Now his feet, not his sandals, okay? Not his Nikes, not his Jordans, but his feet. The skin on his feet. Now, if you describe the skin on my feet today, you describe the skin on your mama feet, your daddy feet, your little girl's feet, your children's feet. Guess what? The rest of their body is the same color. You know what I mean? You know, you have a brother kick off his shoes, throw them feet up. Okay. Hey, the rest of his body, the same color. So now, the greatest man that ever walked the earth, when he kicked his sandals off and kicked up his feet, you know what I mean, to relax for a minute, I'm looking at his feet. They like unto fine brass. Now, when they say fine brass, that means unfinished. When you get brass out of the ground, when you first pull it out the dirt, it's dark chocolate brown. It's not finished yet. It's not refined. It's raw. It's fine. Straight out the ground. Okay? And as if they burnt in a furnace. Not only was it, chocolate, but this thing had a little bit more, you know what I mean, a little more blackness to it than, regular chocolate. I came into the truth, they say that this is Wesley Snipes black. Okay? This is not sounding like a Caucasian man. First of all, Caucasian people got dog stringy hair. This description said he had woolly hair, white as snow. Okay? Eyes of a flame of fire. Hey, this is describing Negroes, man. You go to the corner store. That brother sitting there, drunk, a couple of malt liquors. Shit, you pull up on that brother and he look at you, you might have to cross the street right there. You don't even want to. Hey, that's an austere look. We see them brothers with them red eyes out there, man. Let's get out this nigga way, Okay. Now it's describing the color of his body. His feet, the whole body is the same color as his feet. Okay, and it was like burnt brass. That's blue. That's like my brother Blue over there at the corner store right now. He's so black, he blue. Okay, keep reading.
And his voice as the sound of many waters.
Yeah, that's you know what I mean? Listen, that's Negroes. That's just how we talk. You get a couple of Negroes together. You gonna be looking around, you in your house, a couple of Negroes standing outside talking. You're like, man, what the Nick? That's just how we talk. That's how I talk. And I can't help it. I'm at the slave, I think it was yesterday. And you know what I mean? Like I'm actually, we gonna be in Raleigh, North Carolina at the convention center, right? It's going down. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. So we had the Lord's 53rd annual Passover right here in Florida, up here in Cocoa Beach. But we tried to get it in the convention center down here in West Palm Beach. And guess I'm working there right now for Esau. I'm doing some work up there for him. So, it's convention center. So it's got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of meetings going on, a lot of, you know what I mean? And, I'm in the back there. I go to talking to one of the other workers and that's just how I talk. I know I'm supposed to keep my voice down, but I just, I'm talking and next thing I know, people from upstairs coming down. What the hell is going on? It's just, I'm not trying to have a voice of many waters, but that's just how we talk. The Caucasian race does not talk like Negroes or Hispanics or Native Indian people. We got that voice that carries. It's just, that's how we talk. Okay? And the greatest man that ever walked the earth is describing how Negroes talk. It's saying his voice, well, he had a voice like Negroes. He had a voice like Hispanics and Native Indians. He did not have a voice like the Caucasian race or the Chinese race or the East Indian race. Okay? I'm not even going to try to, you know what I mean, try to, do it. I'm not even going to try to speak like they speak. But we know how they speak. It's nothing like Negro. You call somebody, you try to screen your voice up when you trying to call, about insurance or you call the bank or whatever. You know what I mean? Because they hear that Negro voice, they gonna have, now their attitude is changed. So you try to change just so you have a level playing field. It's just how we talk. It's just how Negroes talk. This how the greatest man that ever walked the earth, that was from Nazareth, this is how he talked. This is how the greatest people on the earth today that are in Riviera Beach and in the ghettos and the barrios and reservations, this is how they talk. Okay? So don't try to be like the Caucasian race. Okay? The greatest people that ever walked the earth, the spirit of the Most High is, that spirit that you carry inside of you. Okay? The spirit, of the greatest man that ever walked the earth is the same type of spirit you have in you, black man, Hispanic, Native Indian man. And you should be proud of it. You should use that spirit to run the earth. You should use that spirit to rule the earth. Okay? Don't try to put it away. Don't try to what does it say? Scripture say, man. Don't go ahead.
Is it the trim your ways?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes. Don't try to trim your ways. Don't change. Listen, the Chinese man come over here and he does not trim his ways. And he get all the business with, he does all the business and commerce with the Caucasian race. He gets all the business. And he's not trimming his ways. He's proud to have a Buddha God. He's proud to speak the way he speak his language. They come in here and do not have to learn English. They speak Chinese. But you know what I mean? They'll tell a Negro who speak broken English that, you know what I mean, he need to learn how to talk. You need to learn how to speak. Well, why you ain't saying that to the Chinese man who got, you know, all the economy that he can muster over here? Why you ain't saying that to the East Indians? I hate the way they talk. I just can't stand that. When I hear their voice, oh my God, I just want to hit them in the head with a rock and make them stop talking. But I don't do it, okay, because I'm trying to be Christ-like, okay? But I am going to hit them with these scriptures, okay, and let them know that they are, you know, heathens, and try to wake my brothers and sisters up and let them know they are the greatest people on the earth, okay?
Salaki.
Go ahead.
I have the scripture for you, sir, if you need it.
Nah, Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. Where you at?
Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 33.
Go ahead.
Why?
Okay, you just went out again.
Hear me now.
Now you breaking up. Let me go ahead and read it. Okay, that's the water.
Right.
The water. Okay, because Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian people need to hear this. This is the question. Okay, this is I understand. Look, it's rough out here in 2023 to be a Negro or Hispanic or a Native Indian because we don't have nothing. We don't have anything. We have no pull. We have no leadership. We don't have nothing. So just to survive, you feel like you gotta, you know what I mean, talk like they talk, walk like they walk, when it's not true. Because listen, they need you more than you need them. They need you on that job, or you wouldn't be there. You don't think they need you on that job? As much as they show you they hate you, if they didn't need you, you wouldn't be there. Okay? They need you more than you need them. They need you to make this place great. They need you to get them to the goddamn moon. They need you to, you know, come up with all this stuff that's create the telephone and the cell phone and the car and air conditioning. They need you for that. So why should you change the way you are? And we're going to read it right here. Okay? From Jeremiah, okay?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
Why are you doing that? Why are you trimming your way? Why are you changing yourself? Changing your spirit, who you are. Like you're changing loving Black people to loving the Caucasian race when you don't have to do that. Like I said, they need you more than you think they do. Okay? They need you more than you think they do. The Chinese man does not trim. Listen, the Africans do not change their ways when they come over here. They speak all the, you know, dialect that they keep their culture. They keep whatever they proud to be, you know, bathed in piss. They proud to have that plate in their lip. They're not changing their ways to seek love from the white man. And they come over here and get all the economy that they can muster. So listen, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you're the greatest people on earth. You don't need to change your ways to seek love from another family. Because listen, all you got to do is change your life, come into the truth, Isupk, and there's more love right here amongst Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians than you will know what to do with. Come to the Passover. All you're going to see is love. and brotherhood and sisterhood. More love than you have ever seen in your life. I guarantee you. There's no more love in the earth than when you keep the Lord's Passover. Okay? So right here, Jeremiah, okay, is asking the question because he's seen brothers do it. He's seeing us doing it. And he say, why are you doing this? Why are you, you know what I mean? Why are you shaving your beard off? Why are you edging up your forehead? Why are you changing the way your voice sounds? Why are you putting down your garment and wearing something else? To seek the love of the heathens? No people? Nah, man, you ain't got to do that. Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, and they will want to, you know what I mean? Like they already want to be you. But it's the biggest game of reverse psychology you could ever think of. Okay? They take your culture and then turn around and tell you you ain't nothing. You got to be kidding me, man. You need to come into this school and let under Commanding General Yohanan, okay, and take back your self-esteem. Take back your pride and your culture. Okay? You don't have to trim your ways. Keep reading the water.
Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways.
That happened. How do you think they over there in our land right now? You know what I mean? It happened before. They went over there and the Lord, they didn't know how to be. They didn't know how to serve our power. And they got one of our people to go, one of our priests to go over there and show them how to be, you know, like God's chosen people. We taught them our ways. Okay? And we're still doing it today. We teach Eminem how to come over here and emulate Negroes and take over all the money. We teach DJ Khaled how to, you know, put a couple of beats together and take all the money. You trimming your ways to seek love from them, and now they're on top of you. They make all the money and you in the ghetto. Don't do that, black man, Hispanic, Native Indian man. Don't do that, okay, black, Hispanic, Native Indian woman. Don't do it. Keep your culture to yourself. Don't assimilate yourself with these other heathens. The greatest people that ever walked the earth are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay? And Jeremiah is asking the question, why are you trimming? Why are you trying to be like them? And giving the things that are profitable to you to them. Here's how you keep all the profitable things to yourself so your family can be great in the earth. You keep God's law, statutes, and commandments. Plain and simple as that. You come back to God and serve him the way he intended for you to serve him. Not in words, but in deed. Okay? That's what's required of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's what we should be doing. Okay? Not trimming our ways to seek approval from a troglodyte. Okay? A beast, a cave beast. So we could drop that, the water. So let's go to Ezekiel chapter 1. We just heard, okay, Jeremiah, strong brother, asking, you know, his brothers and sisters, why are they seeking love from a no people? Why are they seeking love from the heathens? Okay. Now let's see what another strong brother, Ezekiel, let's see what Zeke got to say about, you know, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Are they greatest people on earth or not? Okay. Chapter 1 and verse 5.
Ezekiel Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 5. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures. And this was their appearance.
Okay, so now these 4 living creatures, okay, I'm gonna let you know right now, we talking about the angels. So we have described the spirit of the power that created the universe. Then we went and looked at the appearance and spirit of the greatest man that ever walked the earth, so-called Jesus Christ. Okay, and he had that nigger spirit. The power that created the earth had a nigger spirit. Okay, now we are about to dive into the angels that this power, the power of the universe created. He created everything. Angels are not white naked babies. Okay, there's another lie. Okay, we think angels are little white naked babies with wings, or we think angels are white people, who are gonna come and go up and down in the earth, show up at your bedside. Okay, let's find out what these creatures that the Lord created, that the Bible called angels, let's see what they really look like. Let's see if they look like little white Caucasian babies. Okay, if you would, please read it from the top.
Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 5. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness.
Salakia, go ahead. Salakia.
Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man.
Okay, so these 4 living creatures had the likeness of a man. So if you just glanced over, he got the form of a man. Okay, and listen, this is what Zeke saw. Zeke's going to tell you what he saw. Okay, the power that created the universe allowed this brother to see something. Okay, and he came and he wrote it down. The power that nigger spirit power allowed me to see these creatures. Okay, that live and come in and out of the 4th and 3rd dimension. And this is the likeness. Go ahead.
And every one had 4 faces.
Right.
And every one had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet.
Right. And just like, if I could, Salakia, that's why it's telling you they had the likeness of a man. Okay. They stood up on their feet. Their feet were straight, just like Negroes, just like, a human person, a man, the human race. Go ahead.
And the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
They did what?
Sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
Right. So these when Zeke saw these creatures, right? They not only did he, they stood out. They you know what I mean? Like the light shined off of them. But it was such a wonderful look. You know what I mean? This color that they emitted, that they had on themselves, was like unto burnished brass. That sounds familiar. That brass sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure we just read the greatest man that ever walked the earth had skin. His feet were like brass, the color of brass. Okay, so even these creatures that the Most High created, they don't look like the Caucasian race. They don't have pale skin. that their blood show through. They got color. And the color is like burnished brass. Okay? Listen, the greatest people that ever walked the earth got color of burnished brass. Okay? The creatures that the Lord created, okay, to deal with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in the whole earth, also, they got color of burnished brass. Okay? Keep reading.
And they had the hands of a man under their wings, on their four sides, and they four had their faces and their wings.
Right. So he's going, very in depth, you know what I'm saying, description of what he saw. And guess what? Nowhere in here does it sound like little babies floating with, you know what I mean, with wings, little white Caucasian babies. Nor does it sound like these shows they show you on TV. What is it? The Angels or something, whatever. They got these shows where they show white people showing up, and you know what I mean, just like it's describing right here, they show angels like they glowing and sparkling or whatever. But according to the biblical text, the greatest and most accurate book on the earth, the Bible, okay, these creatures are not, Caucasian, okay? They look nothing like the Caucasian race, okay? The greatest people, creatures, spirits, everything it looks like Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians, okay? These people are the greatest people on the earth. This spirit is the greatest spirit on the earth. The spirit that Negroes have is the greatest spirit on the earth, okay? So we should not seek to trim our ways, okay, to be like anybody else. We need, coming to the Israelite school of UPK and get your self-esteem back, okay? Just like Officer Thawashad brought out last night, you know what I mean? We suffer from Stockholm Syndrome. But guess what? In the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, we got the cure, okay? And we brought it out last night. The cure is we have to tell you who's hurting you. You got to know who's doing it. You got to know that the man who you're seeking to be like is the man that's hurting you. This is why you have this disease, because the man that you're seeking love from is actually the one that's hurting you. He's the one that's placing Jim Crow laws and jamming you up, got you in the ghetto. You can't get ahead. This is who's doing it to you. It's not your brother. It's not the brother next door that looks like you, okay? But it's the Caucasian. He's the reason why you're suffering in the ghettos. It's not a coincidence. They have a whole agenda against you, black man, Hispanic, Native Indian man. There's a whole agenda against you. You stay on the bottom, they stay great. That's it. As long as you're under his foot, he gets to stay great. So how does he keep you there? By telling you God love everybody. By telling you that we're all equal. By telling you, we all bleed red, but at the same time, the proof is in the pudding. He's shooting you down in the street. You're the only people that live in the ghetto. So you have to not, trim your ways to seek love from the man who's hurting you. You need to come into the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge and learn how to place the blame exactly where it needs to be. Okay? And we'll give you those tools. We'll teach you. You know what I mean? We'll guide you. We'll get you strong enough to where you'll be able to say the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. because a lot of brothers and sisters cannot bring themselves to say that. It's just too rough for them. Okay? But in here, it's therapeutical. Okay? It's going to change your life. Now you'll be able to see the enemy for who he really is and stop blaming yourself and other brothers and sisters and that look just like you, that talk just like you, that walk just like you, for the problems that the Caucasian race is placing on your family. Okay? So we could drop that. The water for everything. Let's go check out another great brother. Okay? I'm just trying to give you self-esteem and show you that these great people in the Bible in biblical times, before the Caucasian race, before the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, okay, all the great people in the earth were Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. Okay? And that's all I'm trying to do is prove that to you and give you self-esteem so you can, be just like these great men that we're reading about. Okay? Let's check it out. Let's go to Exodus chapter 4. We can start at chapter 4. Okay, and this is listen, you think everybody know about Christ? Everybody know about Moses. Okay. Everybody knows about Moses and him leading God's chosen people out of Egypt. So if God's chosen people, Moses was part of God's chosen people. Okay? He was the so-called leader then. He led them out of this captivity. These are God's chosen people we're talking about. And the main man was Moses. Now, let's see what Moses looked like. Let's see if Moses looked like, what's his name? Charleston Hester? Is that the man who played Moses in the movie? I think it's Charleston Hester, the old time Moses movie. Okay, let's see, because this scene we about to read, they omitted this from that movie, but we gonna read it. We're gonna bring it out because we trying to expose something. We trying to figure out who is God's chosen people, and one thing what did they look like? Okay. This is God's chosen people, Moses. He led God's chosen people out of Egypt, out of captivity, out of slavery. Let's see what Moses looked like. Did he have long, stringy dog hair? Blonde, long, stringy dog hair? Blue eyes? White, pale skin? Let's see what Moses looked like, okay? Let's see what kind of spirit Moses had. All right? Let's see where we want to start at. Let's start at verse chapter 4. I guess look like verse 5. Hold on. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. Exodus chapter 4 and verse 5.
Exodus chapter 4, verse 5. That they may believe that the Lord God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, have appeared unto them.
Right. This is the God of the greatest people. This is the people that God chose. Okay. He didn't choose. It doesn't say he chose Esau. It doesn't say that he chose Ammon. Okay. It says here he chose okay, that they may believe that the Lord God of their fathers, he's talking about a family, and he's going to run down the fathers of this family. Okay, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, okay, had appeared unto thee. Keep reading.
Verse 6. And the Lord said furthermore unto him, put now thy hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom. And when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow.
Right. So, you know what I mean? That's heavy. You know, after I read it, and like this is okay. He's talking to Moses, okay, and he's right now he's trying to let Moses know who he is. Okay, he's dealing with Moses. This is before Moses, you know what I mean, went back to Egypt and everything, right? To lead the people out of this captivity. Okay, and he said, this thing I'm about to do to you is going to let you know that I am the power of your forefathers. I'm the power of, you know, the forefathers of Jacob, who is the father of the 12 tribes. Okay, I'm that power. Moses, I'm that power. And now I'm gonna do this miracle and prove to you, because you try me, acting like you don't know who I am. Okay. And the Lord said furthermore unto him, put now thy hand into thy bosom. Okay, so he's telling Moses, go ahead and tuck your hand away inside your garment. Okay, put it in your bosom. Okay, and he put his hand into his bosom. And when he took it out, behold, his hand was leopard as snow. So that leopard that's the curse right now that the white man deal with every day. Okay, that's his curse. Okay, that's that mark. Okay, so if we're not talking about, you know, the Caucasian race, because he put his hand in his bosom and he pulled it out, and now it's lepers. So that means it was something else before he put it in there. Okay, keep reading.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Verse 7. And he said, put thy hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again and plucked it out of his bosom. And behold, it was turned again as his other flesh.
Right, as his other flesh. Like when we brought out earlier, earlier we said that it described Christ's feet. And I said, if you're describing his feet, that means the rest of his body looked like that. So now, okay, the power that created the universe told Moses to put his hand in his bosom, and he did it. And he plucked it out, and it's lepers. And stop now. This power said, okay, now put it back in your bosom and pluck it out again. And now it's as it was returned to as the rest of his flesh. Okay. So listen, it wasn't lepers no more. It wasn't white. Okay. It wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't white anymore. So guess what? There's never been purple people on the earth. So it wasn't purple. There's never been any yellow people on the earth. So it wasn't yellow. Guess what? It was that color of that varnished brass that we've been reading about. Okay. Moses was a Negro. He wasn't Charleston Heston color. The white Caucasian race, the so-called white, they're actually red, okay, have lied to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and taken away all their self-esteem, okay, and made them trim their ways to seek love from this beast, this cave beast, this animal. And we don't need to do that. We ought not do that. Okay? What we need to do is what Moses did, and he went and served the power of the universe by saying and doing what that power told him to do. Now, in Moses' time, the Lord dealt with him personally. But guess what, Negro, Hispanic, Native Indian man? The Lord is dealing with you personally. You just don't get to hear his voice. But you do get to see his words. You get to hear his words through Commanding General Yohana in this book right here. You do get to hear his words through Captain Shawar Yala. Okay? That's how the Lord is going to deal with you in 2023. Okay? That's how he's going to deal with you. That's how you're going to find out what you need to do in the earth. This is how you're going to find out how you're supposed to be living. This is how you find out what your God looks like, what his spirit is. This is how you find out what Christ looked like, what his continence was. He was an austere man. You read this Bible, and that's how you find out. This is how you find out how to get out of the ghetto, how to get off the bottom, by coming into the Israelite school of UPK and learning self-esteem, learning how to serve your God, learning how not to trim your ways, learning how to place the blame where it needs to be placed. And that's on the so-called white man. Okay? He's the reason for your problems. All you have to do is come and serve your God. Okay? And he will change the whole earth for you. Okay? So the greatest people that ever walked the earth look like blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the people on the bottom today. You're the great people. You just have no self-esteem. That's the only problem right now. You have no self-esteem to love yourself and to love your neighbor, which is your brother, like you love yourself. And stop hurting each other. Stop blaming one another and put the blame on the Caucasian race, the white man who is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Put the blame on him. He's the one running the earth. So if there's something wrong in the earth, it must be his fault. He runs the earth. Negroes don't run the earth. How you gonna blame yourself? The white man runs the earth. So if there's something wrong in the earth, it's gotta be his fault. We need to learn how to put the blame where it needs to be. Okay? Let's put the blame where it belongs. How the hell you gonna blame some people in the ghetto for the problems that's existed in the earth for 400 or 500 years? You can't. You gotta blame the people that are on top. They're the ones with all the money and power, not you, Negro. The only power you got right now is to come back and serve your God the way he intended for you to serve him. That's your power. That's your way out of this situation. Just like what Moses did. Moses told them Negroes to put that blood on their doorpost, and they did it. And guess what? They walked out of Egypt. Just by listening to Moses and putting blood on their doorpost. That's all you got to do today. Look, it's just another man that you got to listen to. Commanding General Yohana. He'll put the spirit, that Negro spirit, right back in you. That spirit of Christ, he'll put it right back in you. The spirit of the Most High, he'll put it right back in you and teach you how to rule the earth. Okay? So let's get some more examples of great black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men. Okay? Let's go to the book of the Songs of Solomon. Okay? That's a good one. Songs of Solomon. All we're doing in this school is trying to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians how to love their God, okay? How to get out of the condition that they're in, how to put the blame where it belongs, okay? Stop blaming yourself. How you gonna blame? You know, I heard brothers say, how you gonna, I think it was Commanding General Yohana, how you gonna blame an 18-year-old rapper for a 500-year-old problem? Who's been in charge for 500 years? The Caucasian race. The blame should be on them. They run the whole earth. They're the superpower. So if there's anything wrong in the earth, it's their fault. Here's the thing. We need new rulership. We need new rulership in the earth. We need righteous rulership. And that's only going to come from blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay? Following the law, statutes, and commandments of their power, their God. So let's read the Song of Solomon, the book of Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. Okay, and let's try to give blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians some self-esteem. Show them that black people are great people. Okay, the Caucasian race is not great. They're only great because you make them look great. Okay, by teaching them your ways, giving them the things that are profitable to you, you give it to them. The love that you're supposed to be giving to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you give it to the Caucasian race. That love is profitable only for black people, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Don't give it to them. Don't give them your love. Don't give them your spirit. Give it to the Most High. Give it to Christ. Give it to that brother live next door to you. Give it to the homeless man on the corner. Give them your love. Okay? Read.
Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. I am black.
This is a wonderful thing to hear. Okay? Straight up and down. Solomon was he was a great man in the earth. And he letting you know right off the ripper, right off the top, I'm black. I'm not Caucasian. Read it again.
Songs of Solomon 1 and 5.
Right.
I am black.
Go ahead.
But calmly.
Right. I'm black, but I look wonderful. I'm handsome. Solomon, hey, this brother, he got self-esteem. All right. He's confident. He's not trying to be Caucasian. He's not trying to be East Indian. He's not trying to be Muslim. Okay. Solomon say, I'm black, but I'm comely. I look good. Negroes look good, man. Keep reading.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem.
Yeah, sisters. You know what I mean? Holler at your boy. There you go. That's what Negroes need to be at, man. Not trying to be white and, go chase a Caucasian dog. Deal with your sisters, man. These sisters need it. Listen, we need the love for one another. That's what's profitable. A black man dealing with the 12 tribes, that's what's profitable. Okay? That's what's profitable to us. Even our sisters. You deal with brothers in these tribes. That's what's profitable to us. That's what's going to make us great. Us loving one another. Read.
as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon.
Right. Okay. Listen, this us. Okay. This us all the way, all day. You know what I mean? We wonderful. We great. Right out the ripper. Black people we need that self-esteem. We need to know that all the great people before the Caucasian race was given to earth were great Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is the thing. It's hard to see it if you're not in the truth. And I mean that in this way. You don't see it. All you see is George Washington, Thomas Edison, whoever on them dollar bills. All you see is what's right in front of you. A car, clothes, jewelry. You got to see past that. Okay? You gotta, that's all the stuff that the Caucasian race is putting in your face, so you can't see past it. You can't see rulership because all you see is a car in front of you. You see a gold diamond necklace. You see, you know what I mean? Clothes, Gucci. It's right there. The white man put it right in front of you. So now you can't even see rulership no more. That's what you need to come into this truth, okay? And learn how to see right past that. What you want to see is, you know what I'm saying, Black rulership. You want to see that. You want to see right past. So guess what? Me getting Black rulership, I might have to sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, a new car, gold necklace, and this, that, and the third, because Black rulership, I can't get it by myself. So now instead of buying a gold chain, gold diamond ring, I'm going to help a brother. I'm going to spend my money on camp equipment. I'm going to spend my money on gas to go to camp and teach other brothers. I'm going to spend my money on the rent to keep this building going. Because now I don't see a gold diamond ring. I see rulership. And that takes, what does it say? It says money is a defense. A defense from what? A defense from this hell that we're in. Okay? A defense from the lies that the white man is teaching. It takes money. Okay? Money is not evil. The love of money is evil. Money is needed to keep the lights on. Money is needed to feed other Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Money is needed to show love. You don't show love by just saying you love somebody, okay? You show them love by feeding them and clothing them. That's love. And that's what we need. We ought not give the things that are profitable to us to a heathen. And that's what you do when you buy that diamond gold ring and necklace. That's what you do when you buy Gucci. When you go and buy a new car every a couple years or whatever. When you got to live in a certain gated neighborhood where the Caucasians are at. You're giving the things that are profitable to Negroes to somebody else. Okay? All I'm doing is trying to teach you Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians how to love one another, how to have self-esteem, how to see past the lies and that the Caucasian race are telling you, the dreams that they're feeding you. The American dream is a nightmare, okay? It's a lie, farce and a lie. The laws are done away with is a lie. These laws are everything to Negroes. It's the only way we should be living. It's the only righteous way for Black people to live. And loving who you are, okay, that's a commandment. The Lord say, love thy brother as thyself. I love him, I love me, I love myself too. I love him just like I love me. That's my brother. Love yourself. Love your family. Love blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and nobody else. We don't have enough. We don't have no love. We don't have enough love to give to nobody else. We're on the bottom. So every inch of love that we have, we need to be sharing it with one another. We need to be giving it to each other and nobody else. I need your love, Negro. The brother next to you needs your love. The sister next to you needs your love. Even Christ said it, okay? Christ told that dog of a woman, I ain't got no love for you. My brothers and sisters need every crumb that there is. There's no crumbs on the table for you. In 2023, there's no crumbs for nobody else. We got to give them all that's all we got is crumbs. So we got to give them to each other, okay? I need every crumb you got. Bring it into this school. Help me pay this goddamn rent. Help keep these lights on. Help me feed the homeless. I need every crumb you got. Bring it into the school. Pay your tithes. That's love. That's loving. That's how Christ taught black people how to love. That's how Christ taught the people he came for how to love. Okay? So we can drop that. Let's go to, did we do Job? Let's go to the book of Job. I don't think we read about Job. The book of Job, chapter 30, verse 30. Job had it going on. The Lord chose, everything Job touched was great. Job was a great man in the earth. Okay? He's got a whole book right here in this records, right here in these records. This brother Job got a whole book. Job was tested and tried and tested. Okay? Just like we're being today. Negroes are being tried and tested by your power, your God, to see how you're going to stand up. You're being tried and tested. And guess what? You don't even know it. That's why I'm here right now to tell you you're being tried and tested. Being in the ghetto is a test. Okay? The white man lying to you is a test. Everything is a test, your whole life. And I'm here to help you pass the test with flying colors. How do you pass the test? By loving blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and nobody else. Loving your power, your God, who created the earth. How do you show him you love him? Easy, by do what he said. Follow his words. It's right here in this book. I'll bring them all out next class. That's how you show God you love him, by doing what he says. Being a good son or daughter. That's how you show God you love him. Okay? And Job went through that. Job went through it. The Lord took everything from Job. Okay? He took everything from Job. Job was rich, and then he was so poor, he had to use a broken bottle to help to get the scabs off his skin, to help himself. He reached down and grabbed an old broken liquor bottle and scraped the scabs off him. You know what I mean? Because he was being tested. At first, he didn't realize. He was like, what the heck's going on? But then he finally realized, oh, I'm being tested, man. This is a test. The Lord's trying to see if I'm going to turn my back on him, just because I live in the ghetto now. He took me from rulership and put me in the ghetto. Now he wants to see how I'm going to hold up. Am I still going to go to the Passover? Am I going to the Passover or not? Or am I going to say, I just can't make it this year? I made it when times were good. Why I can't make it when times is hard? Negroes are innovative. If we wasn't, we'd be the white man would have been wiped us out. So now you need to get to the Passover, even though you're in the ghetto on the bottom. Now you need to keep the Sabbath, even though you're in the ghetto and on the bottom. Now you need to love other Negroes that now you're in the ghetto and on the reservation. You got to love all the other Negroes that's right here with you, instead of turning your back on your goddamn family and trimming your ways to seek love from a no people. Don't do that. Stay loyal to your people. Stay loyal to your family. Stay loyal to your God, your power. So let's read Job chapter 30, verse 30, and let's see who Job is. Because the Caucasian race is going to tell you every great person that ever walked the earth looked like them. Well, let's find out if it's true or not. Job was a great man. Let's get a description of Job. See who somebody's lying. Either I'm lying or the troglodytes are lying. Let's see. Job 30 and 30.
Job 30, verse 30. My skin is black upon
Right
me.
out the ripper. Right out the ripper. Job ain't even playing no games about it. Okay? He's letting you know who he is. He's letting you know what he's about. Okay? Keep reading.
My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat.
See, there go that heat again. Fire, heat, fire. Job talk, he sounded niggerish. Job sounding niggerish right now. To my, you know what I mean? His bones is burnt with heat. He on fire. Okay? He talking just like all them other brothers that talked earlier that we was reading about. Okay? But right off the ripper, not only am I black, I'm burnt, man. I'm on fire. I'm in the bottom. Sounds like hell. I'm on the bottom right now. Well, guess what? If you pass this test and serve your power the way he intended for you to serve him, that means keeping the law, statutes, and commandments and not being a goddamn church singing songs and jumping up and down and trimming your ways so you can get a new car and a big house, preaching prosperity instead of black rulership. The church is preaching prosperity in this society instead of saying we need our own society. We need our own rulership. The church is teaching you to assimilate yourself to the Caucasian race, when that's not what Christ taught. Okay? That's not what we just read. Who was it? Zeke or Jeremiah talk about. Okay? We need to separate. We need our own rulership. We need black rulership. We don't need to join them. Okay? That's what the church teach. To assimilate yourself to this society. Trim your ways and you can have a nice car. I don't want a nice car. I don't want a nice neighborhood. I want the earth. I want the earth to be nice again. I want the whole earth to be mine and my family. And the only way that's going to happen is it happened to my family before when we followed Moses. Now we just got to follow Christ, Commanding General Yohana, okay? We got to follow Christ and Commanding General Yohana. 2022, that's the ticket. That's the way out. Because Christ and Commanding General Yohana and all the men, captains, generals, and officers under him teach to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay? That's what Moses taught. The Lord told Moses something, and the people agreed. And that's how they got out of their hell. And that's what we got to do today. You got to agree to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. You got to agree, once again, to be a righteous, wonderful brother or sister in the earth. Okay? And love your brothers and sisters as you love yourself. Put the blame on why you're in the condition you're in where it's supposed to be. We served our time in slavery. We served our punishment. Now it's time for Esau to serve his punishment. And the only way that's going to happen, just like in Moses' time, you got to listen to a man on the earth who's saying what the Most High Power is telling him to say. And today, that's Commanding General Yohanan in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, okay? Let me see, what else we got? Where we at? Job. Okay, let's go to the book of Acts. The book of Acts, chapter 13. Okay. And let's see. Now this is so crazy because now we're about to be on the other spectrum of the lies that the devil pushes. Okay? Because now the devil he call you nigga, and you think that's the worst thing on the planet. Now I'm gonna trim my ways and talk like Esau talk and dress like he dressed, so I'm not called nigga no more. When nigga, that's what you are. Okay? That's what you are. And let's see if any other great men would call this nigga. Okay? Because the white man is he plays psychological warfare with you, man. By calling you something that you are and telling you it's something. I remember when I was a jit, right? When I was little, this how jammed up we are as a people. We used to think that nigger meant ignorant. Okay? That's what we used to think. So nobody wanted to be called nigger. We thought that when you call somebody nigger, it meant you was ignorant. And that's not the Caucasian is the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, okay? And he hates blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and he's doing everything in his power to keep you on the bottom, to keep you confused, to keep you dumbed down, to keep you from knowing who you are, to keep you from serving your God, to keep you from the rulership that you deserve. And he has to play psychological warfare with you, chemical warfare. The white man, the Caucasian race is at war with you, Native Indian man. He's still at war with you, Native Indian man, Hispanic, Negroes, black man. He's at war with you. And you so high. You're so, let's say, what's the word? Like you're so unfocused. You're so focused on diamond rings and stuff and clothes and money and women that you can't even see that you're at war. Like you're at war, man. Every other race on the planet, they see and everybody knows they're at war. The Chinese man is at war with the Caucasian man. The Arab man is at war with the East Indian man. Okay, the Caucasian man is at war with the Caucasian man. They all got bombs and weapons of mass destruction. Now, just because Negroes don't have bombs of mass destruction and weapons in a government, they think they're not at war. Well, guess what, Negro? You're at war. Every other race, you turn on the TV and you know they at goddamn war. They're striving to win this race of the war, wars of the race. Which race is going to be on top? Every race want to be great except the 12 tribes. We just want to be equal. We just want to, assimilate, get along, get high, be gay, get love from the white man, the Chinese man, and the Africans. When we're at war, man. You're at war, and we're going to teach you that, okay? Moses taught his people they were at war. And listen, they were in the same situation we in right now. All we were was construction workers, building tombs, or what are the pyramids. We were construction workers, just like today. All the giant buildings you see being built, who's on those jobs? Negroes. We think we just construction workers and just, everything, we just need some alcohol and some drugs and we're good to go. When you're at war and your God is calling you to this war, you need to wake up and gird up your loins, okay? And get in the fight. Because right now you're on the sideline. Okay? So let's see if the great men before times and biblical time, let's see if men in Christ's time, if they were called nigger, okay? The great men, let's see if they were called nigger or not. Or let's see if non-great men was called nigger. Because who's called nigger today? Let's find out if they were called nigger back then and you being called nigger right now. If they were great then, listen, you might be great today. You just don't know it. You're at war and don't know it. But you're a great people. Okay, so let's read Acts chapter 13 and verse 1.
Acts 13 and 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers.
These were prophets and teachers. So if you're reading about prophets and teachers in the Bible, okay, these are great men. These are the type of men we looked up to. Prophets and teachers. Ezekiel, Jeremiah. Okay. Christ was the greatest teacher that for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that walked the earth. He taught blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians how to love one another, how to keep the laws, to not want to one jot or one tittle is done away with, to all be fulfilled. Christ was a great teacher, man. He was teaching at the age of 12, breaking scriptures down to the bone, right to the bone gristle. Okay, so great men, great people were preachers and teachers in this time. Okay, and it says now there were in the church that were at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, great men. Read.
As Barnabas and Simon, that was called nigger.
Right. These great men, like Barnabas and Simon, they were called nigger. Why were they called nigger? Because they look just like you. In 2022, who's called nigger? I'll tell you who's called nigger. Commanding General Yohana. Captain Shawar Yala. The drug dealer on the corner. The pro basketball player is called nigger. The pro football player is called nigger. The drug dealer on the corner is called nigger. The black worker at McDonald's is called nigger. These are great people. These are the great people of the earth. We just don't know it. And we have to be taught that. We have to be shown the wool has to be pulled off your eyes. The lie has to be exposed that the Caucasian race is telling you nigger means something horrible. When the great men in the earth were called nigger. Great prophets and teachers were called nigger. So the people that are called nigger today, they're great. They just don't know it. Just because you work at McDonald's don't mean you're not great. All you got to do is start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? Just because you're a construction worker don't mean you're not great. You just got to start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments again. Okay? And we'll teach you to be great. We'll teach you to know that you're great. We'll teach you to behave like you're great. Because being great and actually doing something, to be thought of as great is two different things, man. You got to come and get your culture back. And your culture is found right here in these biblical records. Your culture tells you what you should and should not eat. That's a culture, man. Chinese people got a culture. Their culture is eat whatever they want. That's their culture. Well, your culture tells you you can't eat something that don't chew the cud, and you know what I'm saying, and don't have the divided hoof. Okay, your culture teaches you can't eat nothing that out of the sea that don't have fins and scales. You have a culture. It's a great culture. You need to come back to it. Okay. Black people are great. Okay. And that's what we teach and try to give Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians their self-esteem back in the earth in 2023. Teach them they're great. Okay. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the class. I think took up enough. I appreciate all you brothers and sisters that are in the class. Okay. I'm not going to take the time out right now to call everybody's name. Okay. But I appreciate everybody, all you diligent brothers and sisters that are always in the class, learning how to be strong, learning how to have self-confidence, learning how to love niggas. I appreciate it. Okay. So the water to the young man coming in and reading. I definitely listen. That goes. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. The water.
Most High in Christ.
The water to you. Like I said, is this great men were here before me. Okay, and I give great men the respect and honor they deserve. Okay, the water. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the class. Again, the water to everybody. Listen, Raleigh, North Carolina, the Lord's 54th annual Passover. It's a commandment. Find your way there. You got brothers and sisters who love you. We will help you get there. I just got to know what I got to do to help you. Don't tell me you're just not going. What do I have to do to help you get there? Okay? We got brothers and they're in every county in Florida ready to help you. Okay, so go ahead, call the number, get a hold of a brother, and we'll see you at the Passover. Isupk, okay? 54th annual, the Lord's 54th annual Passover. Okay, so with that, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakathum to the brothers, Yahweh Shemal Athab Hashem Yahweh Shai to the sisters. Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We're under commanding General Yohana, not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. Okay, and with that, Shalom. The water, everybody, the water, brother, the water. I appreciate it. We'll get with y'all to Friday. We got the Lashawan Kodash class going down. Okay, Officer Itazab is running the thing now. So get in the class and learn your culture. Take back your, what the Lord has for you. Take back your culture and your identity. Okay, Shalom.